which may not be suitable for children. Strong parental guidance is advised.
Broadcasting live from AMTV News Center, Philippines. This is... Good afternoon, Philippines. Hello, Asia. I am Jay.
And I am San. Today's Friday, August 8, 2014.
Hi, Philippines. Hello, Asia. Welcome to Asia News TV. We're in tomorrow's headlines.
Today's broadcast.
In the news.
The Israel and Palestine conflict.
Earthquake in China.
The human trafficking and prostitution in India.
Cambodian immigrants flee Thailand.
The gas explosion in Taiwan.
Kazakhstan new sex hub.
The bright kidnapping in Kyrgyzstan.
Once again, good afternoon. Welcome to Asia News TV.
And live from Israel, let's listen to our field reporters Fuji and Dao to give us an update regarding the Palestine and Israeli conflict.
Thank you, Jay and San. A few days ago, Gaza was very, very terrible. Last July, an offensive attack known as Operation Protective Edge was launched by IDF, or Israeli Defense Force. The escalation of Israeli-Palestinian conflict began in 2014 following the series of events, which one of these are the continued blockade of the Israel and Egyptian government, and then the continued rocket attacks from Gaza, the collapse of American-sponsored peace talks attempts, and on July 8 of 2014, it was launched formally. This is the footage where Prime Minister Netanyahu proclaimed the operation to be launched.
מדינת ישראל נמצאת בעיצומה של מערכה להשבת השקט והביטחון לאזרחינו.
Prime Minister Netanyahu puts the blame on Hamas while there are many civilians that were killed in the fight. He says that Hamas rebels are intentionally hiding within the civilian ranks. This was on July 8 of 2014.
נעשה את כל הנדרש כדי שהשקט ששורר פה בשנים האחרונות יימשך. צה"ל מכוון את פעולתו נגד המחבלים של החמאס ולא נגד אזרחים חפים מפשע. ואילו החמאס מסתתר בכוונה תחילה מאחורי אזרחים פלסטינים, ובכך הוא זה שנושא באחריות שהם נקועים בשקטה.
Israel soldiers prepares for war in Gaza. This was after the rocket of Gaza hit city of Israel. In this footage, ground troops are preparing for the launching of Operation Protective Edge.
Since the conflict has begun in the earnest of July, Gaza officials say that there are more than 1,830 civilians that have died. Most of them are civilians. Israel says that 64 of its soldiers were killed and three were civilians. On the past weeks, Israeli military reported that more than 1,100 Israeli airstrikes had taken place on Gaza, while more than 800 rockets had been fired from Gaza to Israel.
25 died, including 6 children, and 7 are wounded in the surprise attack. President of Israel announced this was between Jude and the Gaza rebels. UN source yesterday estimated the damage at home infrastructure from the ground war as airstrike of 5 billion. This figure is based on the data submitted Hamas, according to which 1,000 homes in Gaza were completely demolished and another 30,000 were severe damaged.
In my interview to Sarah Badei, who oversees the infrastructures in Gaza for the International Committee for the Red Cross, or ICRC, she says that the scope of damage to infrastructures in Gaza is unprecedented and it needs Herculean efforts to repair them. He also says that we don't know the full scope of the damage. We are talking about billions, but any attempts to estimate the cost at this stage would not be serious.
Ms. Badelchi said that we estimate that it will take close of 9 years for station become operations. Again, the main problem is that we will store in tanks for completely damaged and destroyed. In addition, 8 of the 10 voltage power lines from Israel, a total capacity of 120 megawatts, through which Israel Electric Corporation delivers electricity of the resident Gaza and down. The only power source that's still operational of the Egypt, which applied 30,000 megawatts of power to Rafah in southern Gaza Strip.
At the end of this week, last Tuesday, as a 72-hour ceasefire mediated by Egypt took place, Israel announced the withdrawal of its forces from Gaza Strip, and both sides said that they would engage in talks on a lasting arrangement on keeping peace. That's for the latest news in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. This is Ken Brandau.
My name is Kushi Puglares, field reporter from Gaza.
Back to you, Jet and Sam.
Thank you, Dawog and Kuse, for that information. And now let's jump to China. Earthquake in China, 398 died and 1,108 injured. Live from China, let us
Here
from Jed Mayoga. Jed?
Thank you, Jay and San. 6,000 troops joined disaster relief and rescue operations in Yunnan province, southwestern China, Monday following a 6.1 magnitude earthquake. The quake struck at 4:30 p.m. local time. The majority of the casualties occurred in the city of Zhaotong, Lujian country. The epicenter of the quake was recorded in Laotangshu Township, 23 kilometers southwest of Zhaotong. The tremors were felt almost 200 miles away. Hundreds of aftershocks have been recorded following the initial tremor. Beijing has allocated 600 million yuan, or $97 million for relief operations. That's all for now here in Yuan, China. Back to you, Jay and Sam.
And we extend our condolences from the Asian News TV for the families and relatives who have relatives that died in the earthquake. And next is the human trafficking and the prostitution, which are very rampant today in India. To give us the full details on this, let's listen sent a child straight from India.
Is this yeah. Jason. Human trafficking and prostitution still rampant in South Asia, mostly in India. Here are some accounts of recorded instances. First was Raja, 12-year-old girl recommended to be sold by her neighbor. Second, Juti, a 10-year-old girl who was sold because of family debt. Raul and Rajiv, who both ran away and now are currently missing. Anamol and Bina, 16 and 18, both offered jobs in the city. Tina, 20 years old, wanted to look for better opportunities. Nagesh, 7-year-old, sold by his father to a tour guide. And here, we tracked them down. Here they are back. Raja. Jyoti. Rahul and Rajiv. Anamol and Bina. Tina. Nagesh. And in another related story, still in India, in Nagpur, a renowned prostitution village, residents speak out. Here is what they had to say.
Nagpur is a small village in the municipality state of Uttar Pradesh. About 5,000 people live here. Women here have been passing down prostitution as a profession from one generation to another. Not very long ago, all women in the village were sex workers.
लोग दलित लोग थे जो कि इस बिरादरी में आते हैं गिरा वाले होते हैं जो ठाकुर लोग पहले थे जमींदार लोग थे ब्राह्मण ठाकुर लोग थे वो पैसे वाले थे और उनके वहाँ किसानी खेती करते थे दिन भर किसानी खेती करते थे बहन बिटिया जो रहती थी उनके भाई लड़के और खुद भी जो दारू रोटी की दवा सुधारने के लिए दलितों के घर में बैठते थे उनको काम पे लगा देते थे बहनों बेटियों को लालच देके इस तरीके से हत्या करते थे तो इसी
हमारे पिताजी ने चाहते थे कि मैं वैश्या बनूं, लेकिन हमारी जो दादी थी वो कह रही थी कि ये अगर हमारे गांव की परंपरा नहीं थी कि पहले तो शादी नहीं होती थी गाँव में, तो उन्होंने कहा कि अगर दूसरे के घर में जाएगी तो बात चली जाएगी और ऐसा है कि जो हमारे यहाँ ये वैश्यावृत्ति हो रही जो सब सारे गाँव में हो रही है तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है।
When will all this end? This is Matthew live from India. Back to you, Jason. Thank you, Tsad. We all know that human trafficking and prostitution are rampant in India. And now, many Cambodian immigrants from Thailand. So we want to know the reason why they flee. So live from Thailand, let's hear from Jason. Jason?
Thank you, Jeff. Tens of thousands of Cambodians are fleeing neighboring Thailand to return home, fearing a crackdown on migrant workers under Thailand's new military government. More than 110 workers have returned this month through the borders crossing at the western Cambodian town of Popey, said Kur Samsoret, the governor of Bandai Manchil province, on Sunday. Earlier in the week, it said more than half of migrants were women and children the AP News Agency reported. The numbers of those fleeing swelled as unsubstantiated rumors circulated that Thai authorities had shot dead or beaten several Cambodian workers. Thai authorities have denied the rumors and sought to quell concerns about a crackdown, adding that they have plans to systematize migrants' labor. Cambodian Labor Minister Id Saming told reporters that about 200,000 Cambodian migrants have been working in Thailand, and just 80,000 of them are legal. Thai immigrants authorities join hands with the military to help transport the migrants to the border. The Cambodian Human Rights Action Committee, a coalition of 21 non-government organizations, saw the matter differently, posting an open letter on Thursday deploring the way the migrants were being treated. It accused that Thai militaries of cruel, inhumane, and degrading treatment toward the workers. And that's for Southeast Asia News. Jason Inaberio reporting live from Manji Province, Cambodia. Back to you, Jason.
Thank you, Jason. And now, 26 people reported dead from gas explosion in Taiwan. Straight from Taiwan, Christina Alam from Inc. Christina?
Thanks, General Asad. The downtown district of the southern Taiwanese city of Kaohsiung was ripped apart by the gas explosion just before midnight, Thursday, July 31. Powerful blast to southern Taiwanese city street was gas leaks are suspected as the cause of explosion. At least 26 people are died and hundreds of people are injured. The blasts, which are triggered by the underground leaks, tore trenches through main roads, overturned cars and struck, and sent flames leaping into the air in the city of Kainjen district. Witnesses said that they saw vehicles flying into the air by the force of the explosion. One car was found on the roof of the 3-story building. And that's the only news of the Taiwan. In Taiwan, back to you, General.
Thank you, Christina. And for the next news is for Kazakhstan is set as tourist destination. Voting Amin.
We are now live right at the heart of Kazakhstan, Almaty city, and its sex industry. Bangkok is fast. Indian men are flocking to Kazakhstan in droves. If travel and tourist operators are to be believed. Recently, 50 retailers associated with a well-known electrical appliances company were offered an all-expense-paid trip to London as an award for meeting sales target. But most chose the relatively rundown Kazakhstan, a destination meant for those achieving a low sales target. Reason? The thriving sex industry. Thailand, Singapore, and Dubai have been the traditional destinations, but that is changing, a tourism expert said. Countries like Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan are fast becoming the next Bangkok. It is known for its sex tourism. Iqbal Mullah, former president, Travel Agents Association of India, an umbrella organization of over 2,000 travel agents, said several Indians choose these countries, especially Kazakhstan, over Bangkok or Singapore or Indonesia. Bangkok sex tourism is practiced openly or under the veil of massage parlors. For years, it has been a favorite with Indian men because of its geographical proximity, low airfares, and cheap accommodation. And now, Kazakhstan, a transcontinental country in Central Asia, is offering all that. A travel operator said, the country, which is going through rapid industrialization, has become a hub for underage prostitution over the past few years. And people from Europe and Asia are keeping the sex tourism booming. Major cities in Kazakhstan have bars, cafes, and clubs that are used as pick-up joints, reveal travelers who have visited the country. Kazakhstan is slowly turning out to be the next Bangkok. Marketing head of travel portal Expedia said, though air travel to Kazakhstan is not that cheap compared to Bangkok, a combination of food is that combined with several clubs, cafes, bars playing Bollywood songs, and and cheap sex is making the place attractive for Indian travelers from metros. To those who doesn't know about the legal system in Kazakhstan, sex and prostitution in Kazakhstan itself is legal and not regulated. But facilitating prostitution such as operating a brothel or prostitution ring is illegal. But furthermore, there is an irony behind it. It's because usually prostitutes work in hotels, nightclubs, or saunas. Or saunas. Also, local classified newspapers typically have a whole section dedicated to escort services. And many sex workers in Kazakhstan are in fact from neighboring less economically developed states such as Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Tajikistan. This is Burik reporting without borders. Back to studio. Thank you, Burik.
The bride kidnapping in Kazakhstan, which was largely becoming the third culture, silent of Kazakhstan reporting.
They call it Alamechu, or grab and run. In Kyrgyzstan, as many as 40% of ethnic Kyrgyz women are married after being kidnapped by men who become their husbands, according to a local NGO. Two-thirds of these bride kidnappings are non-consensual in some cases. A kidnapping is part of a planned elopement, and while the practice has been illegal since 1944, authorities largely looked the other way. Typically, a would-be groom gather a group of young men, and together they drive around looking for a woman who wants to marry. The unsuspecting woman is often literally dragged off the street, bundled into the car, and taken straight to the man's house, where frequently the family will have already started making preparations for the wedding. This is Syre Live, Kyrgyzstan.
Thank you, Siren. It's very hard to hear that. It's very sad to hear that to marry whom you don't know and love, but actually we can trust on them because that is part of their culture. Right, Roxanne?
And it is becoming largely part of their living, bride kidnapping, yes, and
So let's not talk about this. So let's proceed for our entertainment news.
And for our entertainment news, our tourist guide Ison Sanico will tour us today. Ison?
Oh, thank you, Jay and Son. For entertainment news, we have Singapore. Singapore is a very, very nice place with a merlion facing the sea in the main city. We have the Esplanade Festival, which is also known as Mid-Autumn Festival. It is launched on 2005. For this coming September 5 to 8, a 3-day marathon for puppet show for Singapore. Next is Taiwan. A very wonderful scenery of their city. Their event or the main festival of Taiwan is the Hot Air Balloon Festival, which is held on May 13 until on August 10, 2014. It is from Taichung country. You can contact for more information at numbers 8886-8932-4902 or email them at http://balloon.taichung.gov.tv. Next is the Myanmar. For this wonderful scenery of their city also. We have their festival. The festival of them is the Festival of Lights, which happened on November 6, 2016, a 10-day marathon, a very nice scenery, most of their city. And then Bhutan. There's Bhutan, which is also known as the Thunder Dragon, which the tour of the Dragon Festival, which is more on cycling. They will be cycling through the mountains and open roads for about 268 kilometers. Have you realized it? 268 kilometers? Oh my God! From town of Bhutan. Next is Malaysia, the last one, which is a truly Asia, which they have 2017 to 2014, the Malaysian Rally Via Pacific, a wonderful rally championship. They have a huge area of roads, will be racing against other countries, international countries I mean. So that's all of you, back to studio.
Oh, thank you, Aizen, for touring us to different places and events. So, have you been witnessed that some of Aizen?
I have been there and witnessed all that events and places.
I hope I could also witness that someday. Anyway, that's all for the updates for today.
We thank our videographer and editor of this one. We thank Richard Sor for the editing and the preparation.
Again, I am Jay.
And I am Sam.
And this is Asian News TV.
Thank you.